Hey, what's up? It's Restricted Arts. I'm gonna be doing a kind of maybe quick tutorial on some modeling, just simple kind of stuff. I'm not uh, can't talk. I had a comment left talking about modeling. Wanting me to do a tutorial on modeling. I'm not sure if you meant sculpting or more modeling. I assume you just meant some kind of sci-fi stuff, so I'm gonna do a quick tutorial on that. I did it, it was in my live com graphics thing, but this is just if you don't want to watch that whole thing and find it. Yeah. So, pretty much the way modeling works is, from, I'm not an expert in modeling, but pretty much the way it works is you have to make an object editable by hitting C, then you can edit these different modes. You see this is the whole shape is selected, so you can move around the whole shape. This you have points selected, so you move around points. Here you get lines, you can move around lines. And here you get faces. I mean, most of the time people use faces, so that's what I'll be using when I show you guys some stuff. So first just going to select it, and then you can right click. You can do, usually it's these kind of things that I use. One thing you can do is inner extrude. You can, so that makes it, that either like makes a smaller shape inside that shape, or you can make it larger too. And then you can extrude that, so you can make it stick out, stick in, or you can make it stick out. Now I'm just doing this by clicking and dragging. Sometimes you kind of have to move around to an angle to get it to do what you want, but yeah. And then you can also just, so I wanted this to kind of move down to a point, I could just scale it down like this, and it would make it pretty much a point. So no, it's not perfect, but you see what I mean. Yeah, so you can do kind of something like that. But one thing to understand is the concept of subdivisions. You see this says segments under object. You have to do this before you make it editable, by the way. So this is X, the X-axis, so this is segments going this way, I do believe. So let's say we'll make it 5 segments going this way, or we'll do 4. And we'll do 4 for each side, so 4 on the y-axis and then 4 on the z-axis. So now if you hit this, now you have many more possibilities. So say we select, this is kind of like a selecting brush, by the way. And as with everything, you can hold shift to make it like, hold shift to like, so I selected that, but I want to do some over here, so I hold shift and it keeps it all as one thing. Yeah, so another thing you can learn, you go inner extrude and take off preserve groups. So if you have preserve groups on, then it does it as a whole group, but if you check it off, it does each one individually. And then yeah, so I can do that, then maybe extrude that inner and kind of do whatever I want with it, you know, kind of make little chambers or whatever. Maybe I'll do something. I'll do a fillet. I'm gonna make this one segment. I'm just gonna reduce the radius a bit. We're just gonna model something real quick. We'll go select, ring select, and then this should, it's not really letting me select this in a ring. This, I want just this, but it's not gonna let me, so I'm just gonna select each piece individually. And then since I'm gonna do this to all the sides, so I'm gonna pause this real quick and then start back up. Alright, so I finished doing that, and also if you make a mistake, like, don't be worried if you like accidentally select something there. You can either just hit Control Z, or while holding shift again, click it and it unselects it. So I want to kind of give this sort of sci-fi kind of look, because I don't know, it's easy to teach. In extrude, we're going to take off preserve groups, make these all a little smaller, and then we're going to extrude and we're going to have it go slightly in. And then we're going to pick a texture, maybe this Tron Glow, and we'll apply that. Let's just find like a gray to put on the rest. So I textured part of it, so if I put this over top, then it just textures the whole thing. The way to have it only texture what you haven't manually textured, if that makes sense, is drag it behind this thing. And then, yeah, so if we render this, you see, oh, that texture's disgusting, but you see the kind of look we're getting with. Alright, I'm going to try to grab a new texture. Oh, I got some weird things going on with the reflections. Let's scale this down. Make sure you're on the right mode, on this mode when you scale it down. To do it evenly, you're going to do it by coordinates. So I'm going to go 0.3, 0.3, and 0.3. So there we got that. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. And the reflections are a little weird. If I was actually doing a model, I'd probably do it in a different Lightroom, but yeah. So say we want to add a little more, go back to this. Maybe we'll just do like, we'll do bands somewhere, or something where like, just go around and select these. Inner extrude. I kind of want to scale them down this way, and also move them up. I can't do that if I selected both. Honestly, as far back as I can go. Alright, whatever. So we're gonna have to do this one. Oh, whatever. We're just you get the idea, pretty much. Another thing you can do is a plugin called Greebler. This is really just drag your thing in here, and that gives it this cool kind of look. And you say, "Oh, I got rid of my textures." Just go to base and then input selection/textures, and it'll texture what you did. And then if you say you want these little extruded things to be a color, drag this on top, and it will drag the thing on top of the Greebler, and these things that come out called the Greebles will be textured. So that's some pretty basic modeling, something you can apply. Yeah. Yeah, so just have fun with it. I think this is some fun stuff to do. You can do a lot with these basic things if you just like think. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you thought, and leave more ideas for tutorials in the comments below.